Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, you're welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe and please turn on the bell icon for notification. Thank you so much. So the last update about Jodha and AKBAR was how Shenas, that is also the same person as Negal, pointed at Maham Anga as the evildoer who supported her in everything that she did. But unfortunately, everything turns out to be Maham Anga's imagination, and Jalal and Jodha were together. They spent time together and they were planning on celebrating Jodha's pregnancy. That was the last update. Let's continue from there. The celebration for Jodha's pregnancy started, and Amida asked that where is Jodha. Jodha comes there beautifully dressed and she greets everyone and she sits beside Jalal, and Jalal smiles at Jodha. Amida comes to them and bless them, and Rukaya also comes for the celebration and she greets everyone. Rukaya greets Jodha and says that Jodha is giving the Mughals their hair, so she congratulates Jodha. Jodha thanks Rukaya and Rukaya was about to go and sit, but Jodha asks Rukaya that where is she going to. Jodha says that Rukaya is Jalal's first wife, and if Rukaya sit beside Jalal, then it will be good, so Rukaya should sit with them, and Rukaya was surprised. Jodha takes Rukaya and makes her sit beside Jalal, while she also sits on the other side, and Barma comes to Jodha and give her gift. Salima also comes there and gives gift to Jodha, and Jalal says to Jodha that he wants to give his first gift of the celebration to Jodha, and the gift is that he wants Jodha to ask anything from him. Jalal asks that what is Jodha's wish, and Jodha keeps thinking while everyone were waiting for Jodha's answer. Finally, Jodha says that her wish is that she wants Jalal to give Rukaya a ride first, because Rukaya is also going to be a mother too of the child. So Jalal should give gift to Rukaya first, and everyone were surprised. Jalal says very good thought and he like it. Rukaya smiles and says that she would ask Jalal what she wants later, and Jalal knows that okay. Jalal says that on this occasion, he wants to give Jodha a special thing, and Jalal holds Jodha's hand and shows her the gift. The gift was a small baby cot and a child goddess was sitting in it. Jalal says that Jodha should look because he is giving Jodha the cot that has a child in it. Jodha was happy and Jodha says that it is beautiful and she is thankful to Jalal. Jalal says that this is not enough because there are many more gifts, and Jalal and Jodha goes back to sit and the dancers comes there and started singing and praising Jodha. Outside the palace, Mahachuchak's force and Khaibar finally got to Agra. Inside the palace, everyone were busy enjoying the dance of the dancers, and the dancers were singing to praise Jodha and Amer, and Jodha keeps smiling looking at Jalal. Outside, the soldier that controls Khaibar gives clothes to Khaibar which has Jalal's blood in it, and the soldier asks Khaibar to smell the blood, and Khaibar have to find the man who owns the blood and kill him. Khaibar smells the cloth and screams, and he comes out of the cage and started going towards the palace. Jalal's soldiers that were on duty were killed by Mahachuchak soldiers, and inside the palace, nobody knows what is happening outside. After the dance performance, Jalal asks that did Jodha like the performance, and Jodha knows that yes. Suddenly, the light of the palace was switched off, and Rahamtanu appears and started singing a slow song, and everyone smiles and enjoys his magical voice. Jalal holds Jodha's hand and Jodha blushed, but Rukaya was angry, saying Jalal and Jodha together. Outside, Khaibar breaks the palace gate and enters the palace, and he kills all the soldiers, and a fight started between Jalal and Mahachuchak soldiers, and Khaibar kills Jalal's soldiers with his long sword, and soon Mahachuchak soldiers overpowers Jalal's soldiers. Inside the palace, Raham finished his song and everyone praised him. Jalal says to Jodha that from now on, whenever Raham will sing, then he will sing for only Jodha, and Jalal immediately hires Raham for Jodha, and Rukaya was jealous. Adgar gets to know that the palace has been attacked by some people, and a soldier comes to Jalal and informs him that a giant man is also with the enemies, and he has created so many problems outside the palace. Jalal fumes in anger and says to Barma to take all the women inside safely, and nobody should know about what is happening while he will see what is going on outside. Barma and Todama comes to the ladies, and Barma says that they should all come with him to Harem, and all the women were worried. Barma says that there's nothing to be worried about and they should just come with him, and Jalal was going outside. Jodha comes to Jalal and asks that what has happened. Jalal put his hand on Jodha's head and says that it is nothing serious, so Jodha should go inside, and Jalal leaves. Jalal comes outside and says that the soldiers are Mahachuchak soldiers, and Adgar says that Negar was right, that Mahachuchak would attack them again. Jalal says that he will punish the enemies for disturbing them during a special celebration, and Adgar and Jalal goes down to the garden. Khaibar was standing there, and Adgar was shocked to see Khaibar so big and looking scary. Adgar asks that what sort of a creature is this, and he seems like a wolf. Jalal stands in front of Khaibar, and all the ladies come to the balcony, and they were shocked to see Khaibar. Jalal comes forward, and Khaibar owes Jalal and beats him. Jalal was not able to understand Khaibar, and Khaibar beat Todamal and everyone else. Khaibar again owes Jalal and beat him so much, and Jodha shouted from where she was. Jodha was about to go down, but Salima stops her, and Khaibar throws Jalal on the ground. Khaibar was about to throw pillar on Jalal, but the soldiers comes there and saves Jalal, but Khaibar was still able to throw the pillar. Jodha feels dizzy seeing all this, and Khaibar was there shouting and screaming. Khaibar smells Jalal's clothes and remembered how his master said that his nutrition is blood, and it doesn't sleep the person whose blood he smells, and Khaibar looks happy. Khaibar turns and created trouble in Harem, and all the maids and the wives were running here and there to save themselves from the devil. Resham runs for her life, and outside, Jalal was still trying to throw off the big pillar from his body because he was stuck under the pillar. In Harem, Jodha and Ruqayya were hiding in a corner, but Khaibar sees them and started approaching them. Jodha was scared, and Khaibar comes to Jodha and grabs her. Khaibar drags Jodha, and all the wives tries to stop Khaibar, but Khaibar lifts Jodha on his shoulder and takes Jodha away. Jodha shouted that Jalal should save her, and Jalal takes off the pillar from his body, and Jalal was shocked to see that Khaibar has taken Jodha away from Harem. Jalal asks Adgar to take out his horse, and he asks everyone to stay there to protect Harem, while he and Mahansin will go and search for Jodha. Khaibar was taking Jodha away to the jungle, and Jodha shouted that Khaibar should leave her because she is pregnant. Jalal comes to the jungle, and the soldier says to Jalal that Jodha cannot be seen around, but Jalal asks the soldiers to find Jodha. Khaibar was going away with Jodha, and Jodha started removing her jewelry one after the other and throwing it in the jungle, thinking that with the help of the jewelry, then Jalal will be able to find her, and the jewelry will guide Jalal to come to her. Abu Mali shouted at the soldiers that what has happened, and why are all their soldiers dead, and why did Khaibar took away Jodha from Harem? Abu Mali says to Mahachuchak that her weapon has deceived her because Khaibar ran away with Jodha. Mahachuchak says that if this news is true, then she is happy, and Mahachuchak gave the soldier a gift and asked him to go. Abu Mali says that Mahachuchak is really happy with this news, and Beg asks Abu Mali to understand Mahachuchak's mind. Mahachuchak says to Abu Mali that Abu Mali doesn't have brain because she wanted Jalal's head from Khaibar, but Khaibar is bringing Jalal's heart instead, which is Jodha, so Khaibar has done more than her expectation, and she is just happy. Khaibar brings Jodha to an isolated place, and he throws Jodha away. Jodha feels dizzy, and Khaibar smells the cloth with the blood in it, and Khaibar goes to Jodha. Jodha was really scared, and Khaibar holds Jodha's hand and smells her blood, and he then smells the cloth, and he gets frustrated that he has kidnapped the wrong person. Khaibar takes a big stone in his hand, and he was about to throw it on Jodha to kill her, but Jodha says that Khaibar should please not kill her because she is pregnant and she is expecting a child, so Khaibar should please not kill her. Khaibar looks at Jodha and stops for a while, and Khaibar then throws the stone at Jodha, but the stone passed by Jodha and it doesn't hurt her, and Khaibar closed the gate of the cave on Jodha. Jalal was searching the jungle, and Jalal finally finds the footprint of Khaibar, and Jalal asks his soldiers to follow the footprint. In the cave, Khaibar looks at Jodha, and Jodha prays to Kana to protect her child. Jodha looks at her hand bleeding, and Khaibar also sees Jodha's hand bleeding, and Khaibar comes to Jodha and sees Jodha's blood. Jodha takes a brick to beat Khaibar and protect herself as Khaibar was coming close to her, but Khaibar only wipes Jodha's blood away and goes from there, and Jodha was surprised. Jodha prays that Jalal should come fast because she needs Jalal immediately. Jalal was suffering through the jungle, and Jalal thinks that Jodha believes in him and he will soon find Jodha. Jalal and his soldiers were following the footprint of Khaibar, but they were not able to find Khaibar and Jodha. In the cave, Jodha looks around to find some way, and Jodha touched her tummy, and Jodha was in pain. Jodha thinks to find a way to go from there, and Jodha tries to jump out from the cave, and she started climbing the wall, and she tries to take off the stone from the gate. Jodha opens the gate with much difficulty, and she comes out of the cave, and she looks around the jungle, and Jodha screams for Jalal. In the jungle, Jalal says that he feels like someone is calling him, and he says that maybe Khaibar's footprints are just there to distract them. Mahan says that Jalal should not worry because they will find Jodha soon. Jalal finds Jodha's bangle and a flashback shows Jalal giving the bangles to Jodha. And Jalal says that it would be awesome if Jodha wear the bangles during the celebration. And Jalal makes Jodha wear the bangles and the flashback ends. Jalal says to Mahan that it is Jodha's bangle, so they should go on the way of the bangles because he knows that Jodha has thrown the bangles to guide them. Jodha started walking in the jungle and Jodha was suddenly surrounded by some soldiers. At first, Jodha thought that they were Jalal soldiers, but then she comes to know that they were Mahachuchak soldiers, and Jodha was circled by them, and she has no way to run. One soldier says that they should send Jodha to Mahachuchak and they will get rewards, and Jodha thinks of a way that she will not get caught by them. The soldiers wanted to grab Jodha, but Jodha says that the soldiers should not come near her. The soldiers catch Jodha and Jodha shouted for Jalal. Jalal heard Jodha's voice and follows the path. The soldiers were taking Jodha away, but Khaibar comes there and beats the soldiers. One soldier says that Khaibar should support them and Khaibar should not beat them because they are Khaibar's friends and Jodha is their enemy. Khaibar refused to listen to them and Khaibar beat all the soldiers so much while Jodha stand there in shock. Khaibar comes to Jodha and tries to ask her that why did she come out of the cave, and Khaibar holds Jodha by her shoulders. Jalal comes from behind and thinks that Khaibar is hurting Jodha, and Jalal attacks Khaibar with sword on his back and injures him. Jodha screams that Jalal should not hurt Khaibar because Khaibar helped her, and Khaibar, who was already hurt by Jalal's sword, look at Jalal, and Jalal also angrily looks at Khaibar. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching till the end, and please, if you like the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, don't forget to share it, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.